So now today we'll talk about the customer formatters, that is the step 22. So what is that basically? So in the previous video I already developed this list. So um, actually this status, the new, in progress, and the done, new, those is not mentioned in the invoice list or invoice model. If I go to the invoice.json, you can see that that is the status. So we can also put the status here as the same way like euro or the price we mentioned here. But if we put the status A, B, C, then actually for the user it is not possible to understand what is the status. So that is the reason what we are doing, like we change the value. So for example, if status is A, that is new, status is B, then in progress, and status is C, then it's done. So in this tutorial I will show you how you can change this value based on the specific value which is coming from the model. And obviously you can do this in the CDS view as well if you use the CDS view. But as we are doing this exercise in the SAP UI5, so we can do SAP UI5 as well. So let's start. So this process is called the custom formatters. So that is the reason what I have to do. I have to create a custom formatter like the view and other as well. But we will add this formatter inside that model. So now inside that model we will create another. So it's the model, then we will create okay. So it's not the, it's, we have to create a folder, but mistakenly I create the file. So model, and inside the model we will create a formatter.js. so this code we will not use, but we have the specific code for the formatter. So sap.ui sap.ui.define here. Then although we don't have anything to include, now here you can use like this way. Then okay, we can close this. So here use strict. So that's just the basic format for that. Then return. We can close that return, and inside that return we have to use our logic. So here actually we have to use, I will show you how this data will come. So that is called the status text. and inside that as status, after that we have to use constant resource bundle, then this dot get owner component dot get model. Data will use this I18n dot get resource bundle. Okay, so now we have to use the switch. Inside that switch we will pass this as status. So now that is the case A. Case A, I am using this case because that is mentioned in the invoice. So that is the status A, B, C, and that is the status. So now if I use that, status A means that if the status A is coming from that invoice file, then it will return the resource bundle dot get text, then invoice status A. Actually what it will happen, I mean that if the status A, then we can also return like new. We can also put like this, but actually we will use that I18n to get data from that I18n properties. So that is the reason we use this, because it will come from that I18n. So for example, here is if we use new, and if we see, you can see the new. So that is the reason actually we are using that. So it's always better to use come data from I18n, so that if you change one particular area, then it will change everywhere. So now we can use a status A, V, C, that V, C, and that is also B, that is also C, and I'm also changing, that is the A, C. So status B is in progress, and status C is done. So that is the OA formatter. So that is case A, B, C, but we also have to use default cases. I mean that if any default status, I mean that if status is not match A, B, or C, then what it will do, then it will show the what is the status. It will just print default return only as status. So now we have created the format. So but from another pages we have to send this status where it will match, and after that it will just return the text. So that is the reason now we have to go to the controller. So if we go to the list controller, invoice list controller, so now here actually that is the initiate function, but we are using the formatter, so we have to first call the formatter. Here is not good. So now actually that formatter is our function what we develop. So model dot formatter. So we just created, sorry, what is that? Is invoice list actually that is the sorry, that is the function, that's why it's is here. We'll use this model formatter. So as we declare here, we have also to declare here to call the object, and we have to use this formatter just for inside our on top of that in function. So it just a formatter just for loading purpose. Okay, so now we have to, so this part is done, but in the XML invoice.xml format, in hello panel invoice list.xml format, so here actually this is showing data as per the last tutorial. So now here actually we have to use that formatter text. So here that is called first status. So then object status. So inside that of object status we have to use text. So that is the text, and in that text there would be the two. One is the path. So where is that path? Basically path is the invoice. The same way in the previous video I put the invoice.x extended price, but we will use invoice. Then it is the status. So now it's not, but here we have to use formatter, and this formatter is dot formatter then status text. So it will be formatter, it will be status text, it is linked with that in that formatter like here. So that is the status text what we write, and now if we run that, Okay, so its data is not showing. So if I press the F12, that is the only way to check why it is not. So model formatter.js failed to load from model formatter.js. Okay, so why it's failed to load? So formatter, basically that is the formatters. It should be formatter, not the formatters. So now you can see that data is showing. So basically that is the way that how you can change the value or data, and this process is called the formatter. And yeah, that is the way you can change data, and whatever you want you can do. And I also use that the standard text which is coming from the I18. So in future, if you want, like it is not the new, you can put like new arrival, then you can just go to that I18N, and instead of new you can put the new arrival. That's it. So that's all in this video, and next video we will talk about the filtering. Thank you.